I'm back at the back side of the Magic Hedge, and it's amazing. I mean, there's birds everywhere. There's thrushes, tons of warblers. Like, I turn around, there's a prothonotary warbler, then there's an ovenbird, then there's a Wilson's warbler, then there's black and white warbler, then redstart, then, you know, it's crazy. It's like hard to take it all in. Hello everyone, and welcome to Nature with Gabe, the channel that connects you to nature and incredible people like CJ. We're out here and we're doing some birding at a very birdie and popular place. We're at Montrose Point in Chicago. It's my first time ever being here. CJ has spent a good amount of time here over the past year or so. So we're excited to get out. CJ is gonna show me around, and yeah, we're excited to see what birds we can find today. Now we're making our way into the interior, the magical area they call the Magic Hedge is somewhere around here. CJ tells me.
We're on our way.
All right, so we made our way to the Magic Hedge, and very exciting stuff. There's actually a ton of bird activity right now, and CJ and I just spotted a Wilson's warbler, which could be a lifer for CJ.
I think it is.
Which would be unbelievable. Yeah, there's a bunch of redstarts. There's some other birds that we haven't identified yet, so we're gonna keep looking. There's Tennessee warblers, and yeah, it's really difficult to film these birds, but there's tons of them. So we're gonna keep filming here and keep looking, and Wilson's is pretty exciting. Yeah, it's a bird I do not see very often. Man, it is so birdie here. Just had black and white warbler. There was some small flycatcher that, who knows what the heck that was, because it flew away. We saw, what else have we seen? Oh, the Carolina chickadees, robins, a nice little monarch. Yeah, this is exciting. There's just tons of activity right now. That's the Magic Hedge. That's outside of the Magic Hedge, but we're cutting right through on this path, and you can hear the birds and tons of other wildlife as well. Wow, yeah, there's so much activity. It's just tiny little warblers, and they're so fast. And if you want to practice warbler identification and just viewing warblers, this is not a bad place. CJ now is a part of the Birdie Bunch podcast. I've been listening to the podcast for quite a while. Wow, a cardinal just hopped right in front of us, literally like 5 feet away. I've been listening to the podcast for a while. Super awesome podcast. So tell me, what the heck is the Birdie Bunch podcast?
The Birdie Bunch podcast is a project that I'm working on with Matt Valaga and Brittany Bisletta, and it's a podcast all about conservation, education, and fascination. We really started it during quarantine because we were all conservation educators, and we didn't have the chance to educate because everything was closed. So this podcast has been an amazing opportunity for us to talk everything that we love in terms of conservation.
I'll be linking the podcast down in the description below. Definitely go check it out, give it a listen. And we're just talking about how unique this place is. You know, we're in the city of Chicago, and this is like a small patch of green space that just has so much life. And, you know, it's unique being right on the lakefront. A lot of migratory birds stop through this area. And I mean, the list is like over 300 species.
It's insane.
We're walking along, we just got around a corner, and we saw someone else, and of course they stopped looking at some birds, and so we looked up into these trees. It's some black cherries, I think, and there's tons of vireos right here. And this is the bird herder,
hey guys,
who I follow on Instagram. Really awesome bird photography. And there was actually a Philadelphia vireo here, which I really didn't recognize. Matthew recognized it as a Philadelphia vireo, and that's a lifer for both me and CJ. Footage of the bird herder, live action. All right, so CJ and I are heading into the water feature here, and I mean, we're not even there yet, and just right here in these trees, there's tons and tons of birds getting ready to fly into the water feature, get a drink, and fly back out.
Very bright yellow.
All right, here you can see what we're talking about when we say this place is in the city. This is one of the best views, really, a great view of the skyline right behind us. So if you're at Montrose, definitely come to the south side here and check out the views, because you have some great habitat, some open grassland, and then you have the skyline, and it's really gorgeous. Super excited to see that there's restoration that is happening here on Montrose. I think historically there were like military barracks here and all sorts of plantings that were, you know, non-native, and now over time people have started to realize the value of native plants. And seeing this restoration really makes me happy, because it really makes a huge difference for the birds. Breeding birds need insects to feed their young, and if you don't have native plants, you're not going to have a lot of insects. So it's really cool to see a lot of work being done here at Montrose to improve the habitat. I don't know if you can pick up that sound on the chirping, but that is the frustration of many birders. Yeah, I just told CJ that that's an eastern chipmunk. I'm almost positive. Sometimes it's really hard to tell, but chipmunks and squirrels make a bunch of vocalizations, and they can really throw you off. But hey, learning more about every part of nature makes the experience even better. So
what's really exciting about Montrose is they recently put in these paved paths, and it's really, really exciting because it makes this place more accessible. Before these paths were put in, this was all wood chips. It became really muddy and gross, and now it's much more accessible to people who are like elderly and can't walk in the mud, people who are young and maybe like are too young with children, and then people with accessibility needs, so people in wheelchairs, people with canes, people with walking sticks. It really just makes this place more accessible and available to more birders, which is amazing.
The hedge and everything, the water feature, all that's back there. And then if you turn around, right there is the beach. Yeah, you have dunes, so much packed in. And that's one of the biggest reasons you get so many bird species here, is because there are those tiny little bits of different habitat types.
So we are at Montrose Beach, which, if you may or may not know, is the summer home of piping plovers Monty and Rose, named after the beach. So Monty and Rose were first seen here in 2018, I believe, 2018 or 2019, and they've been here every single year since. And they were the first piping plovers in Chicago on Montrose Beach in over 65 years. Monty and Rose have hatched chicks every single year here, and most excitingly, their fledgling last year, whose name is Nish, started a new family at McGee Marsh in Ohio, which is the first piping plover seen there in over 80 years. So Monty and Rose are huge in the piping plover community. So definitely, you know, look into all of the photographs and documentaries. Bob Dolgan, who's a filmmaker and documentarian, recently put out the second Monty and Rose film, which was filmed this year. So please go check that out. It's so cool.
CJ's heading out for the morning. It was a blast.
It was so good.
Getting to bird. Thanks for showing me around.
Of course.
I'm gonna stay a little bit longer and see if I can't find some more birds.
Please see something good. Please see something good.
But thank you so much. Definitely go check out the Birdie Bunch podcast. And yeah,
So good to see you.
happy birding.
Happy birding.
The weather has taken a slight turn and it's started to drizzle. I don't think it'll last too long, but I'm gonna walk out to the lakefront and check out the view and keep my eyes out for birds. There's tons of barn swallows flying around right now. They're always fun to watch, flying around catching insects. But yeah, I'm gonna pop out to the beach and then head back into the Magic Hedge area and the bird sanctuary, and we'll see what we can find here. Glad I stayed through the rain. I'm back at the back side of the Magic Hedge and it's amazing. I mean, there's birds everywhere. There's thrushes, tons of warblers. Like, I turn around, there's a prothonotary warbler, then there's an ovenbird, then there's a Wilson's warbler, then there's black and white warbler, then redstart, then, you know, it's crazy. It's like hard to take it all in. Yeah, I could see how you could stay here all day and keep coming back, because really it's incredible. Well, Montrose Point, I can't recommend it enough. I've had an absolutely amazing morning birding here, and honestly it was like really overwhelming. Just birds everywhere, and we saw species I've never seen before. And yeah, it's so neat for me to come back to the Midwest where I grew up and view it through a birding lens that really I didn't have, you know, when I was younger. And you know, as you learn more, you just see things differently. And so it's been really fun getting out here to Montrose, hanging out with CJ, and seeing this incredible, popular birding location. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, remember, nature is powerful, and so are you. Have a great day.